Hello, 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 one and all, or all in one, however it is. We have made it into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Kind of an interesting start. I literally just loaded this, so I have no idea about anything. It took a while to get in. The actual load and everything was pretty wild. It was so you download it and it goes to like 10% on the download for like a long time. It can see what's going on. And then it starts out, it asks you some setup questions after a while. It took me about an hour to load it, and then it asked me some setup questions. And yeah, now we're ready to go. So I have no idea what's going on. I'm not flying that. I am going to fly. No, there's no what? What do you mean? There's no 150? You've got to be kidding me. How can there be no 150? This has got to be... Very curious here, because I got... okay, not installed. I guarantee you there's going to be a ton of things not installed. Well, here we go. We have 250 things not installed. Alright, so... I mean, I suppose, well... gonna say, I suppose do packages. I see. Here's what I don't want. Let's go. Yeah, don't want that either. So I'm having to set up my folders now. Which is a little tricky. Community and official 2024. Alright, so I'm having to set up my folders right now. And... let's see how this works. Hello, Microsoft. Let's... okay, so... this is a little tricky because I don't know where to put everything. Yeah, it took me about probably 20 to 25 minutes to get past that screen. And then, but it's weird, it goes from it goes from it goes to about 10%, and then it goes from 10% to 16%, and then 16% to 17%, and then 17% to 100. So once you get to like once you get to 16%, you're getting pretty close. So it's definitely a little different than I thought it was going to be. So now how do I install all this fun stuff? Okay, so I'm feeling sort of silly right now. Does anybody see an obvious place to click on where it says install? Challenges are disabled. Ah, okay, so these are all the packages that are streamed. Interesting. So all the... That's interesting. So all the scenery stuff is all streamed. Why is this stuff not installed? Please install. Don't quite understand. Alright, so let's unselect all. Do. So if anybody can point out to me how to actually install this stuff, that would be fantastic, because I'm just sitting here looking at it. Anyway, let's see here. Do I have to install this? Ah, okay, let's try restarting the sim. Hold on, let me switch here to let me switch my... Let me switch here to this, which is going to be a shock to the system momentarily. Don't restart, okay. I don't quite understand what it's trying to tell me to do. Okay. So, I mean, I guess what we could do is just fly around using what we have. Grand Caravan. Why is there a cub with a nose wheel? What's up with that? I appreciate that, Martin. Thank you so much. That's kind of a cool airplane. I think what I'm probably going to do, let me see if I can... Let's configure. Hey, Jamie, what's going on? How you doing? Nope, I'm not using anything right now. Not using anything. I literally just logged in. Ah, so this is configuring the airplane. We don't want to do that. Don't really care. Kenneth, how are you doing? So let's go. I don't even know. I don't know much of anything. What is this happening? Do you guys see this? This is totally bizarre. Alright, let's see here. Let's go back to free flight so we don't have to look at that anymore. Let's go to the EFB. Hello, EFB. Let's take a quick tour. So here we can start our Atlas app. Hey Chris, what's going on? Here you can plan your next flight. Alright, cool. Aircraft app. Check your flight performance. Pilot book app? You mean logbook? This is one of the things that I think is bizarre about the whole Microsoft and Asobo thing, is just basic terminology being weird. Manage EFB preferences, more apps. See, that should be logbook. It shouldn't be pilot book. Nobody has a pilot book. So let's close that. Flight conditions. Cool. Save and back. How do you set up your flight controls? I don't have any friends. We know that. Ah, here, let's try this. Ah, okay. Assistances. Let's turn all of them off, because these are annoying. Icing effect on. Turbulence realistic. Alright, cool. Rusty, it took probably like about an hour and 10 minutes maybe from the start. So controls. Alright, alpha flight controls. Presets. Flight control surfaces. Yeah, I don't want that aircraft. Alright, so now... Alright, what airplane are we going to fly? I suppose we can fly the Cub. I don't want to fly aerial advertising, but... it seems like it's going to be the easiest thing to get going. I don't know why none of my... I don't know why none of the other packages are downloading. Like, so none of this stuff is installed. I want to install it. How do I do so? Okay. Does anybody see any obvious place to click where this would start downloading? I just don't understand, like, it's not downloaded. I just don't understand how to actually download these things. Need to restart, apparently. Enable the packet will start on the left. Ticket. Alright, let's see. Show selected items only. Left side. Ah, so if I choose maybe packs. Pick the packs. Under creators. Yeah, this is like completely confusing. Not that it's difficult to confuse me, mind you, but I'm just completely confused. So all right, let's try doing that. Let's try unticking everything. Let's go packs. Let's go. I just don't understand what it's doing. Like, it's not, it's, I don't see anything obviously being downloaded. Alright, Bagels, I appreciate that. If you tick many things, you're at risk of a large download time upon restart. Okay. So I guess let's just go flying and look, let's just go see what the world looks like here, I guess, because I literally don't understand what. So we'll take this. And oh, that's actually what I wanted. Let's do configure. Now I gotta set up my default is what we want. Fuel and payload. Okay. Now let's go here. They could have made this quite a lot easier. So now I have to set up my honeycomb here. And we'll see. So I had my Bravo set up for the 737. Let's see here. General controls. It'd be nice if you could actually see. Okay. All right, well, let's go. Let's just go flying here and we'll see what we get. We're gonna go. Let's go take a ramp spot. This car is driving around on the all right, cool. So let's go. Enough of this. Let's go. Okay, the world is now upside down. It doesn't give me an option to download anything. Like I'm completely confused, which doesn't take much. So I'm not really sure what's happening right here. So my mouse has disappeared. It is not doing anything. I assume that's my cub right there. Okay. It's just loading. So... Alright, here we are. I wonder if... Alright, ready to fly. Don't want to do a pre-flight. Oh, apparently the mouse is how I look around. Okay. So let's check... Boy, oh boy. I mean, I've gotten past the point of downloading everything, but like, what do I do here? Just stare at this, apparently. Like, I don't really care about doing any of this. Can I get in the airplane, please? Like, am I forced to do a pre-flight? Like, do I have to do a pre-flight? No, Neo, I can't do anything. Like, I'm just sitting here staring at, like, I don't understand what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. This is like this is literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. All right. Well, I guess. I mean, I just don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Flight model, modern, realistic, controls. All right, let's check these. So let's see. Let's see camera views. Let's see. Toggle camera lock. I wonder if this is even picking, if my Toby is even picking this up. That might be part of it. So like you can't even see where the mouse is. There's no like mouse spot here. Okay, great. My left aileron is good. Now, okay, so let's maybe... So it looks like I have to do like a full pre-flight here, which I'm not interested in doing. Which I have no interest in doing. Joystick button to toggle pins. So this is literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen. This must be live traffic because that is... Because that is, those are, what's from what's called Tradewind. Alright, so that's useless. I mean, like, my mouse wheel doesn't do anything. I mean, I don't know what anything happens to do. I mean, apparently that's me. Hi. Okay, great. So now that's wonderful. Left tire, examine. Excellent. Like, none of the... Okay, so at least now I'm getting to move around. Engine covers. Okay. Okay, so this is literally the most frustrating thing I think I've ever done. I'm not interested in doing a pre-flight. And apparently I'm also 2 feet tall, which is good. Excellent. How exciting is that? The gear is down and welded. Let's examine the tire. We have examined the tire. Alright, so now let's go examine some more things that I'm not interested in. I don't know why I'm like a foot tall. You notice like I'm on the ground, like I'm a foot tall on the ground. So apparently we have to do a walk around every time we do this. Like every time we fly. What happens if I don't want to do a walk around? What was that just came up? And like all this motion that you see, like the head motion moving around, I'm not doing that. It's just doing this randomly. It's like the head motion is just up, down, left, right, without any sort of logic whatsoever. No logic, no input. And I guess maybe I have to do this in a certain order, which is stupid. Okay. So now that's good. Now that's okay. So you apparently have to be at a certain and see how I'm like leaning down on my knees. So I apparently I get this is literally the most frustrating thing I think I've ever done. Okay, great. This is the stupidest thing. All right, so if you guys are frustrated, you're not nearly as frustrated as I am, trust me. So yeah, so you got to be close enough to something to activate it. Now, what do I do? Now what does my 2 foot tall self do now? Okay, excellent. So now my 2 foot tall self has examined the entire airplane. Can I please get in the airplane? Wow, that only took about a year and a half. That was awesome. Okay, so Mark, what's going on? So I wish that I can't even move around using my Toby. Um, okay, so this is now input curve. No! Goju 5, you're right. That's exactly what just happened. All right, well, let's go. Oh my gosh. Well, so yeah, Toby crashes it. So I'm just gonna load this right now for a moment. And now let's try something else. Now let's try something else. So that was super annoying. All right, so what I'm going to do is reload 2024. All right, so now let's go back to 2024 and see what happened. That is crazy. So let's see what we get here. All right, now we're back to loading language. So that was seriously the most frustrating thing I think I've ever been through. It was really stupid. Yeah, I mean, Rick, I don't blame you on that one. I mean, it was just crazy. Now I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to... Trying to see if there's a way to migrate settings. So there is a... There is an FAQ about how to set up your controls, but it looks... Yeah, 90 trace, right? So most of the common controllers have profiles set automatically. Yeah, that didn't work. $2024. Rodrigo, hello to Brazil. How you doing? So now I'm doing some Googling to see if I can find out what the keyboard commands are. I'm doing good, Rodrigo. I'm a little bit frustrated because I was in the sim and everything was, well, I mean, it was not easy, but I was at least in. But it's completely confusing. Not that confusing me is difficult, mind you. The Islander, I don't know if things get automatically migrated over, like if I can just load stuff into my community folder for 24 and just be good to go. But at least something seems to have happened in the loading. It actually loaded some stuff into my folders that I set up. Yeah, Francisco. I might actually go get a beer. Let's see. Hecklier, what's going on? How you doing? So at least I mean, yeah, I got into the plane, but we didn't get much further than that. And right now, Curtis, it depends on what you like doing. I mean, I got the aviator package just because I wanted. There was one plane in the aviator package that I wanted, which is the Beech D18, and so that's what I got. But I mean, it's $200, which is kind of expensive, really. One of the reasons I never got into this kind of reminds me a little bit of X-Plane, messing around with the keyboard, messing around with the controllers and all this stuff in here, is that like one of the reasons I never got into X-Plane is because X-Plane is just super confusing to me. It just never really made any sense. Z Sim Pilot, I will absolutely do that. I was loaded in at St. Bart's, and then I tried activating my Toby and it kicked me out. So but yeah, Captain Hughes, we will go to Anguilla if we get back in. Hopefully it'll load a little faster on this load than it did on the first one. So otherwise we might be sitting here talking for a while. But it was just, the whole thing was really confusing. I can absolutely do that, Curtis. It's just going to be a matter of like how long we wind up sitting here. So I'm reading the instructions on how to set up the controls right now. And they certainly have not made this easy. Yeah, Captain, I got thrown out. That's the only problem. I tried loading my Toby eye tracker, and it just kicked me out, which is unfortunate. I mean, I sort of expected this to be take a little while. I didn't expect it to take that much. And this is the problem, too, with having everything web-based, is right now there are 2 trillion people trying to do the same thing. And, Curtis, gladly. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect it to take this long to load, and that's the problem, is that if you've got 2 trillion people trying to load the same thing online at the same time, guess what? It's not gonna work. So I mean, basically, so if this means that what we're gonna get from now on is this kind of loading if a bunch of people are trying to load at the same time, that is going to be painful. So let me see. Let me see here what we might be able to load. Let me see if I can load my browser here. Yeah, okay, so here we go. So here I might be able to show you some interesting things. Hopping over to my so this is one of the things that I am interested in. What DLSS version did they load the sim with? And I heard somebody tell me something earlier that was rather unbelievable. All right, so the DLSS file that comes with this game with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is the same one which came with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which is 2 years old. So it's version 2.4.12, which is just bizarre. Which is just bizarre. But the FrameGen version, the FrameGen file is the 3.7.10. So, how big is the initial download? The initial download is 11 gigabytes. That's it. It hasn't downloaded anything then. Because this is my MSFS 24 packages. And there is nothing in there. Jim Bridgman, what's going on? How are you doing? Good to see you again. So... yeah, so apparently this is going to take forever and a day. Which is unfortunate. Because... that's a good question. Shabam, that's a good question. Met 747, I did not get the option to... well, actually, no, I take that back. Not a custom install location. It installs into the Xbox Games folder on your main drive. But you can choose where your packages go. Let me see... yeah, it was the 13 gigs. So let me see about... let me see what kind of... let me see what kind of... we're at 10%. We're flying along. So my Wi-Fi is running pretty hard right now. I'm using about half my RAM right now, but the sim isn't loaded. But I'm also using a decent amount of my GPU, so it's hard to know until the sim actually loads again, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. That's an interesting question, Ali. That is an interesting question. Let's see here. Yeah, I do need lessons, Jim, that's for sure. I don't think it needs anything else from the store. I'm just checking the store again to see if anything else. Or perhaps... Xbox Games app. So there's nothing else in the store. Xbox app. Let's see, my library. So apparently it doesn't seem like there's anywhere else to download anything. So no, there's really nothing else to download, so we just sit here and wait. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is try and find out if they've installed this stuff somewhere else. Erasmus, I was wondering about that because I heard somebody who said that Steam went really, really quick for them. It certainly hasn't gone quickly here. App data, local low. Where is... So, hey Mike, what's going on? How you doing? Hans, what's going on with you? No, so I've still got and I did get my first CDT mic or CTD. No, we're definitely doing. I kept Flight Sim 2020 smartly. I saw some people earlier today that were saying that they had deleted Flight Sim 2020 before they even got before 2024 even came out. I bet you they're regretting that right now. They are regretting that right now. So let me see here. Default install location. Let me see if I can find the default install location, see if there's anything there. Trying to find what the default location is. The default packages location. Let's try the 2020 default install location. App data packages, app data local. All right. Users. All right. App data local packages. And the game is called Limitless, by the way. The actual name of the game is Limitless. It's not Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Let's see. Local cache. Local cache packages. So nothing here. So there's an additional 15 gigs loaded onto another location that I just found. So far that's about 27 gigs. Limitless headache. 13%. We're getting close. Because once it hits 16, 17%, it just jumps to 100. Birdman. Looks like it's going to be a while. So now I'm going to set a... Here's what I can do. Let's go... So this is where it's actually installed. See, it's called Limitless, Microsoft Limitless. So it's C users, username, app data, local packages, and then this gibberish, and then here we are. So then local cache, sim objects, airplanes. So this is pretty much what it loads with. Here's all the scenery stuff. I just don't understand why it didn't download. I don't know. %. We're moving. So 1 a.m. Kelvin. Yeah, Diego, I had a really similar thing. It was really pretty annoying. Mine, once I got to 17%, it just jumped straight to all the way in. But like, let's see here. What I'm looking for. So this is the settings, the explanation. They clearly haven't done anything to make this easier. All right, 2024 FAQs. When is the release date? Yeah, so none of that stuff is of interest to me. Settings overview. Yep, all this stuff is boring. Yeah. Yeah, David, it's silly. I mean, I just don't really understand the need for. I mean, when 2020 came out, like one of the there were so many things to me that were just could have been done so much easier, especially in the controls and the setup and all that stuff. Like, like make all the controller settings drop down menus. Like, why do they have to be left right menus? Because it never saved anything in order. In other words, like if you created different profiles for like a single engine piston, twin engine piston, single engine, complex, single engine, whatever, different base control settings for your controllers. And Nick, I'm not sure yet. I'm not quite sure yet. But like, so you can set like all these different controller profiles in Flight Sim 2020. Why make it left right to switch between them? Why not make it just a drop down menu? Like, and it should go pretty quick now once you get to 17%. But why not make it just a drop down so you can drop down and select from the list rather than having to go left right through everything? And now what they've done, instead of making anything easier in 2024, they've seemingly made everything 10 times more confusing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, left side, you see all your controllers that are connected. I mean, they've just made it even more confusing. Like with these, like, so now these are left right selections too, which is even worse than what they had in 2020. Select automatically created profile. See, by pressing the arrows to switch between profiles, which is really bad. Let's see. Filters. Okay, there's that. Search for any command on the right side. Search by input. Okay. So look at the comment right here. Appreciate the guide, but Asobo, please do better. This is the most complicated system I've ever experienced in flight simming. I would have to agree on that one. So we will have to wait and see here. We should be moving pretty soon with the once it gets to 17%, it should jump along pretty quickly. But obviously nobody has keyboard controls out for 2024 yet. Which would be nice if they did. Like none of this. Okay, FW, this might have some. This might have some. This might help a little bit here. So I think this is where I was having difficulty figuring out how to move around. %. So yeah, Anthony, I mean, I tell you what, the last flight I had in 2020, which was in Flight Sim 2020, which was yesterday, was absolutely amazing. Yeah, life does not get any better than this. That is for sure. Hey, what's going on, aviation dude? Don, I got in, then I got kicked out. Okay, here we go, 19%. Yep, now it's going to move along pretty quick, see? I mean, you know, relatively speaking. Yeah, Captain, you can say that again. Jim, I read somewhere that somebody was asking about that, and there's theoretically a way to do it, but I didn't get far enough to see. Where was that? Controller setup in my, yeah. So there's something in FlightSim on FlightSim.to that apparently can help, but I mean, and this is a pretty good argument for this program, FSU IPC. But we'll see. Let's see here. All right, 92. Come on, baby. Hans, I don't know. I don't know what that is. $93. So basically when they were doing the streams and showing us all this amazing scenery and graphics, they were just showing us the loading page, basically. Hans, that's a really good question. I mean, this is the thing, right? If the problem is that everybody's trying to load this at the same time, okay, loading and taking unusually long. Yeah, I figured that one out. If this is simply the result of everybody trying to load everything online at the same time, well, guess what? This is like VFS could be, but this might be. You think Jorg is drinking yet? I think Jorg might be drinking right now. What time is it what time is it in Washington State? Probably 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, right, Mike? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Ay. Alright, let me switch this over here again. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, York's buzzing. Everybody's paid up. What time is it in Seattle, Washington? 10:25 a.m. Perfectly reasonable time to have your first drink. Jamie, that's right. You're on that. I always, for some reason, I always think you're East Coast, Jamie, but you're not. 97%. Come on, baby. We're almost there. Let's see. What do we got here? We have a large number of server requests. We are working to help resolve the issues as soon as possible for you. We recommend a reboot. I'm at 97. I'm hoping I'm gonna get past this. Right? I mean, David, that's the thing. Like, what did they think was gonna happen in the first 2.5 hours after they released this game? I'm gonna give it a little bit to see what happens, because I mean, I think if I restart, it's just gonna take that long again. And what caused my I was in the sim, and what caused my sim to crash was opening the Tobii eye tracker settings. Now the other thing is, if I were still welcome in the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums, I could have shared that information, but oh well. Yeah, I mean, Don, it's kind of hard. Jim, enjoy your nap. I might be close behind you. Yeah. It's a little bit frustrating. We're already starting to get 97% memes on the Microsoft Flight Simulator Reddit page. So you're in again after reboot? Cool. How long did it take you, Mike? 12-year download? Yeah, I mean, this... We'll see. 30 minutes, okay. Yeah, that's not really hopeful. Yeah, Goju, it's hard to understand. I mean, Microsoft is literally a $1 trillion corporation. I wonder if I try it with the VPN, if it would go any faster. BD, it's the results seem to be all over the place, but it doesn't seem unheard of. Faded Light, I got in after about, it took me about an hour and 10 minutes the first time to get, like when I first downloaded the sim. Took me about an hour and 10 minutes to get in, and I was in the sim for a while, for about probably 20 minutes, half an hour, completely confused. And then I went to change my Tobii eye tracker settings, and it crashed. So and Cess Roblox Troll, that's the problem, is because this is web based, if it's gonna be like this all the time, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Goju5, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the support. It means a lot. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Goju5. I really appreciate that. Do a repair and reset. Anders, I don't want to start doing that yet. I'd rather wait and see what happens. That may ultimately be the answer, but we'll see first. Ray, there's no known fix to the Microsoft stuck on loading screen. Yeah. So at least I'm stuck on 97% for the second time, not the first time. Let's see. Yeah, Captain, it seems like everybody's in the same boat. That's the question, Cess Roblox, is like, is this gonna happen all the time when everybody's playing? Because I mean, I think, Mark, you do a repair and reset in the apps settings in Windows. Yeah, SLH, what's going on, man? Good to see you. But yeah, it's just the way it is right now. Nezia, I was in the sim, and then I crashed the desktop, and now I'm reloading it for the second time. Yeah, exactly, Gordon. It might be a good, might be a Christmas present at this point. BD, that's the question, right? I mean, that's certainly the question I'm asking right now. Because, and what's weird is that when I got in, like I got the aviator package, so I should have all of the airports, I should have all the airplanes, and I didn't have any of them when I got in. Jamie, it's Z Sim Pilot. I got the aviator package, so I got the full shebang. And the reason I did that, basically the only reason I did that, is because the only way you can get the Beech D18 is with the aviator package. So I'm starting to think this is pointless to sit here staring at this at 97% right now. So yeah, Faded Light, I don't get it. Like I don't understand why I don't have all the airports and airplanes. Hassan, I got through that pretty quickly, the identification one. Yeah, Sebbies, I hear you. I hear you. Nezia, that's great. Jean, how are you doing? Yep, that's pretty much it. Everybody's doing the same thing right now. And I was in. But it didn't last. I mean, I'm surprised that I was in. So, let's see here. So apparently they say that the first load should take 60 minutes, which is about what mine took. And the second one should start quickly. Well, that's not been the case here. Nezia, when it went from, once you get to about 17%, it goes from 17% to 97% relatively quickly. Yeah, CHSO. I had the same thing. Oh, geez, Phil. Hey, John, it's, you know, I just don't understand how they didn't see this coming. Like, how did they not see this coming? You know? So I'm trying to figure out how yeah, it's I'm almost starting to think that it's time to just to reload it. Cool, Faded Light. I appreciate that. Look, there's a deer. Yeah, Birdman, it's just kind of weird. BD, that's my guess is they are all, my guess is there is a lot of soiled underpants at Asobo right now, is my guess. That's my guess, but well, if stuck at 97% reboot, that makes sense. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do then. So we'll do this. Yeah, the trailer gets the trailer, the music, it gets old after a while. Wonder if my Hobie is yeah, okay. All right, let's see here. So there's that. I don't even think I have a desktop icon for this thing yet. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Lucas. That's an interesting one. It's weird. I mean, what's bizarre for me is that I got in. I got in. Yeah, Mike, the warrior is gonna be awesome in this if we ever get in. Kenneth, the Aviator Edition aircraft. Let's see. Let's see. Do. So these are the Aviator Edition airplanes. So the ATR, I had to have the ATR, even though I already bought it in the other sim, which I think would give it to me in this sim. Whoops. So that was the first one that I absolutely wanted. The Staggerwing I like, but this one, this is the one that I really wanted, was the Twin Beach 18. That's just a cool airplane. That's a cool airplane. Yeah, Captain, I had to restart again because they say if you get stuck at 97%, just restart again. Yeah, I think this is pretty pointless at this point. Right now, anyway. But the Beach 18 I really wanted. This airplane I really think is pretty cool too. The 307. Let's see what else we got. That's pretty much it as far as what I wanted. Cessna 207 turbo. I'd be more interested if it wasn't a turbo, but it is. But yeah, basically for me, the ATR and the Beach 18, I couldn't live without. So Mr. Coconut Head, I was able to get through that pretty easily. I don't know what the issue is. So, but we're looking at 0% loading now, so I think it's kind of, yeah, Piero, it goes from 16-17% up to 97% quickly, and then it just sits there. How do you get it in windowed mode? That's my question. How do you get it in window mode? Yeah, Kenneth, my biggest regret from Flight Sim 2020 was not getting the highest available package because there was a couple things I missed that I really wanted. I'll enter. Aha! Now let's see what we get. Yeah, amnesia, that happened to me too. Yeah, I think we're going nowhere fast here. Yes. Yeah, I sort of did just waste 87 minutes. Steve, my real last name is Ryan. One of the beautiful things about having a very common name is that I don't have to worry about anybody being able to track me down because of my name. So, Mike Coffee, group hug, group hug. All right. Well, yeah, I think we're kind of. Let's see. Anybody else not like Twitter? I don't like Twitter. I don't like it. Okay, so Asobo's last post on Twitter was from 2022. Excellent. All right. Let's see what the Microsoft Flight Simulator team has to say about themselves. All right, I'm just going to put Twitter because it's Twitter. All right, what do they got to say for us here? Yes, it's now available to nobody. Not logging in. I don't like you. All right, well. That's not doing anything at all. Pin to taskbar. Let's make sure it's not running. It is not. Yeah, I think we got a whole. Let me see. Let's see if it opens in windowed mode now. Yeah, David, Twitter is the virtual garbage can in my opinion. Now let's see what we get. Now that I launched in Windows mode or windowed mode. Have to completely get out of the stream, not just minus out. Mike. Yeah, we're kind of. Steve, I would think so. I would think so. Bungalow. What's going on? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Steve, I think you should be. I think you should get. I would say you'd probably get better performance in 2024, but we're never gonna. At this rate, we're never gonna find out. Steve, I am in New York. Yes, I am. Yeah, and Sebi's. That's kind of what's happening to me right now. It's not doing anything right now. So, next Monday. Yeah, I'm getting a whole big fat 0 right now, so. This is sort of pointless. Sort of pointless at this point. South Africa. That's one of the places I want to go see in the new sim. Yeah, you know what, Ali, there, like I was saying earlier, there was somebody, I was reading somebody saying earlier today that in preparation for the release of 2024, they had completely uninstalled Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 because they figured they're never going to use it again. Well, guess what? Kashif, that's I'm gonna look at the official forums right now and see what. So it's literally at 0 now. Like, it's not doing anything. It is not doing anything. I mean, it's nuts. You know, it's funny, the people that said this wasn't ready to be released, I guess they don't have to worry about it. It's not gonna, you know. Let's see. What do we have? Anything? Yeah, so now apparently apparently now everybody who was stuck at 97% is now stuck at 0%. So, well, I would suspect that it is time for lunch. Faded light, I did not. The only thing about doing a repair right now the only thing about doing a repair right now, I would rather just wait and see what happens on. Yeah, Marcel, so I've this is like the third or fourth time I've tried to load it, and the first time I got all the way in, and then the second time it got stuck at 97, and now it's just stuck at 0. Kashif. So no update, Sebbies. So I think it might be time to go get lunch. And Francisco. Yeah, Marcel, I think we're kind of I think we're out of luck. So I am going to kill this off because it's not doing anything at this point. There's a whole bunch of people on here who are now also stuck at 0%. And let's see. We've got on the Flight Simulator 2020 or the Microsoft Flight Simulator Reddit, we have people. This is the view of the server room right now. Let's see what else we got. This is the FS community, and this is my personal favorite. So, Heckler Gamer, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, it's just not worth waiting anymore right now, unfortunately. The 55 gigabyte trailer, exactly. So, Christian, I had the same thing. Christian 456, I had the same thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna just bag it for right now because there's no point. It's not loading, so I don't want to waste anybody else's time anymore. I was excited about it, and I was gonna show you guys how to do it, but yeah, Kashif, I totally agree. I agree 100%. I think if they just if you could just install the game on your system and load it from your own PC, I think you're absolutely right. I think it would be perfectly Um, perfectly good. Hans, you're so welcome. I'm glad you could join us for the 10 minutes that we got to sit in the plane. But the good thing is we still have Flight Sim 2020. So whatever. Unfortunately, this one was look at this. Oh, I love, there is something to be said for the humor and the creativity of the Flight Sim community. That is funny right there. What else we got? Yeah. I mean, what did they think was going to happen? So many users initializing the sim concurrently, we have a large number of server requests. Well, no kidding. I could have told you that. Oh gosh. All right. Well, I guess that's it, right? Okay. Well, I hope let's see, did somebody get in? Francisco, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Um I guess it's just time to wait. Hackler Gamer, take it easy. Um yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it. John, I paid $200 too. I paid the whole thing. And oh well. So at least we tried. So I think the best place to leave it is right here. Hans, you have a good one as well. Eduardo, appreciate it. Sorry that we weren't able to get a little bit more excitement out of this, but so be it. Everybody take it easy and we'll try again later. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and take care. We'll talk soon.